What is going on, Real Buzz fans? We are back with another week of episodes. I'm Amadou So, joined by my co-host here.
Come on, bro.
No, you should have kept going.
You can
Should I do it?
What's going on, y'all? It's Rashad Lathan, man, coming in, man.
It's the one and only Malia Davis.
One and only. Anyways, look, we are back with another week of talks, and if you guys could guess, all of our teams did, in fact, lose once again. We are on a 3-week
Not too much
streak.
on my team.
Man. But anyways, Malia, I wanted to start off with your team, okay? Because the
Not too
Steelers, y'all lost to the Jets. That's pretty bad. And I got a question to throw out there. Mike Tomlin, he's a great coach. Has never had a losing season in his career, and that streak is in danger this season. So what did you think about the Steelers' performance, and do you think this is the year the streak is snapped?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
I have a lot of faith in my team. We're fine. We're fine. Like, the game, I honestly wasn't even that mad that we lost because we have our future QB. Once he came in, it was just a breath of fresh air. And you could see that on the field. I feel like the players felt it. The fans definitely felt it. So, yeah, we lost. And we lost to the Jets. But honestly, the Jets aren't that bad this year. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. But we did lose. But we have something to look forward to. Can I say the same for y'all teams? I don't know. I'm going to be talking about my team right now. But we got stuff to look forward to. TJ Watt is coming back very soon. And then we have our future QB1 for some years to come. So there's that. And I think there might be some coaching changes being made. Hopefully the offensive coordinator. I think with all those things combined, I think we'll be above 500.
See, you ended with above 500, and I just don't know. Look, I watched the game a bit, okay? And I will say, it did feel like it was a breath of fresh air when Kenny Pickett came in, but he did throw 3 picks. Now, okay, I understand 2 picks were heaves,
His first game.
Whatever.
He's a rookie.
It's fine, he's a rookie. He didn't really, get to, process and have the week to prepare and stuff. Oh, well. But if I look at the Steelers, okay, I do not see this team winning more than 6 games. I'm going to be honest. Because, for one, you're in a tough division. The Bengals are starting to heat up. The Ravens are the Ravens. And the Browns, I mean,
our division,
they're cool and stuff, but, what?
Our division isn't the best right now. It's a lot going
right
on.
now.
The AFC North is very complicated right now.
But
so that's why I'm saying, that's why I have even more faith right now.
But everything is trending up, is it not? The Bengals are heating up. Like I said, the Ravens, they sell Lamar Jackson.
Sounds similar to last year.
No. This is different, though. This is different
How is it different?
Because you guys don't have a future Hall of Fame quarterback at the helm.
And Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger. And TJ Watt is hurt. He's going to miss 3 more weeks probably.
Okay.
And, you guys could fall to 1-6 or 2-5.
Okay.
And are you climbing out of that hole?
Yeah.
What do you guys say, Rashad?
For me, I'm going to say it's not going to be a losing season for the Steelers, but it's going to be an average season. So I'm talking 7 to 8 games max for the Steelers. Although Kenny Pickett, this might be a year where he's a practice year for him, a practice run for him to get the feel of the game, get the feel of being his first season. Not to compare it to other QBs that had that test run. He might come back next season fully loaded. He knows the offense really well with Pittsburgh because it's his first time in the system. So I would say there will be an average season. I'm not going to say it's losing, but average team with under Mike Tomlin. And like I said, the offensive coordinator has not been performing as of late. But all the offensive talent they have on their offense, it has not shown me a lot. But the addition of TJ Watt coming back, it might bring him that defensive fear.
What I will say is this. I read something that said that Kenny Pickett is allowed to call audibles, and that wasn't a privilege that Mitch Trubisky was allowed to. So I feel like with Kenny's ability to have more freedom, he's able to call audibles, change up the plays at the line of scrimmage. I think that could be some positivity to see us have some positive plays, at least some plays in the center of the field. Because with Mitch Trubisky, it was no play they literally avoided the whole middle of the field. So we seen the Pickett and Pickens connection. I think that's going to be really interesting. That's going to be a really good duo. So we'll see. And I know you're the fantasy guy, but to all those fantasy people out there, if I were you, I would pick up George Pickens right now. Just saying.
I don't know if I agree with that. But you talk about the offensive coordinator and such. How much of the offense's blunders are on him as opposed to the offense? Because we know the offensive line is not good. Najee Harris has not looked like a first-round pick running back.
The offensive line has improved a lot from
not
week one.
performed.
The offensive line has improved a lot. I will say that.
Najee
As
Harris
a Steelers
still,
fan watcher,
I don't know.
watching the game.
And the receivers, going into the year, I thought this was a top, receiving core. But
Chase Claypool.
Chase Claypool is very overrated.
Exactly.
George Pickens has 2 cool catches, but I mean, aside from that, what has he really done? And Deontay Johnson is nice. I like him. But is he a top 10 receiver? Probably not. Is he top 15? Yeah, probably. So, I don't know. I feel like all the blame can just be on the offensive coordinator. I feel like some of the blame has to be on the offensive side of the ball.
How about this?
Okay.
We'll watch this, this upcoming week, and I'll report back to you on that. I think once we play with Kenny Pickett for the whole game, then I'll report back to you. But the Steelers have a top 10 at the least, top 10 wide receiver core. I want to say top 5, but I'm just going to do too much.
That's crazy.
I want to do too much, but top 10 for sure.
From what I'm hearing, you're sounding very biased right now.
Yeah. I'm not.
You talking about top 10?
Deontay Johnson? Chase Claypool.
What do we see in
George
Chase Claypool?
Pickens.
What do we see in Chase
What do we see in
Claypool?
Claypool?
Size, hands.
I'm going to see all I
Does
see
he
in
have
Chase
hands?
He
Claypool.
has nice speed for his size.
All I see in Chase Claypool is TikTok.
That's all I see as well.
That's all I see.
That's comes from y'all. I just feel like y'all don't watch the games. Y'all just maybe watch the highlights.
No, I watch the game.
But Claypool makes the catches. Like when he's thrown the ball, he makes those catches.
He make those plays when it's needed. That's the biggest
I don't
question.
know. For me, like being like this, what is he, 6'4"? You have to have like really strong hands. And I don't see that with Claypool. Because I remember correctly, there was one play in the game where Kenny Pickett threw it up to him and he let the cornerback, beat the ball in his hands essentially.
That did happen.
It cost him an interception, correct?
It did happen. That was good defense.
I don't know. Top 10, you could say that.
I'll say top 10, but
debatable.
like I said, we'll come back next week. We'll talk about it.
We'll see, man.
Man, we'll see if our teams actually win this week. 1-3 team. All the 1-3 teams that's right here, right now. We have the Raiders, Lions, Panthers, Patriots, Saints, Steelers, and the Commanders. Which NFL team that has that record will make the playoffs this year and why? I'm going to start with my main man, Malik over here.
Why you start with me? You already know what team I'm going to choose. I'm going to stick by my Steelers. I know we may not have the easiest schedule coming up ahead, but week 1, we looked very promising, and we looked really good with a not good quarterback. So now that we have a solid, decent quarterback, I believe that we could show some promise. And I believe with some changes and coaching, I'm just saying, I told y'all earlier, we're not that bad. The scores of the games don't show everything. I believe Kenny Pickett is that breath of fresh air that we really needed to finish off this season with, at least I think we could finish with 10 with, I don't know. 10 is a little, are you laughing? It's not funny.
Go ahead. Finish what you got to say,
Because when we
bro.
get to your team,
Please.
I don't.
Finish
I'm not
what you
gonna
got to
laugh.
say.
Thank you.
Finish what you got to
10,
say.
I think 10 is like maybe the max. 10 wins.
What's the minimum?
The minimum?
Yeah.
I think maybe like 7 or 8 wins. But that's not Steelers football. So I'm gonna aim for 10. I think we could do 10. TJ Watt's coming back. That's a key component right there because the Steelers are winless without TJ Watt. We've never won a game without TJ Watt starting. So with him coming back, I believe that we could finish off the season very strong. The offense get their stuff together. They start getting in sync, start making these connections, down the field throws, over the middle. Get Najee Harris going, the offensive line. We're going to be good. I'm not going to say too much more, but yeah, watch out for us. It's gonna, no. It's funny that y'all laughing, but when y'all hear their teams, the team that they're going to say, you're going to be like, what? Okay, go. He don't even want to say his team.
No,
so why is he laughing at me? That's what I want to know.
Too. He's wearing the colors.
Yeah, like.
I'm going to say the Saints, okay? And look, I know what I said last week, and I know what happened. but there was promise. It looked good, okay? Andy Dalton stepped up, and he looked comfortable under center, okay? And that's all I've been asking for the season. I just want a quarterback who's comfortable and makes the simple reads, and Andy Dalton does that. And I feel like that's honestly all we need as an offense, okay? Now, we had no Michael Thomas, we had no Alvin Kamara, and we still put up, I believe 24 points, okay? That's promising. That's very promising, all right? Chris Olave looks stellar, as he has in weeks past. So with Michael Thomas back, another safety blanket for Andy Dalton. And for my fantasy guys, I like to do my fantasy thing. You guys might be questioning Alvin Kamara, but now he has a quarterback that's going to throw to the flats, okay? It's going to be good. Now, defensively, the defense has looked great the entire year, okay? It's not their fault that the offense has blundered time to time. They let up some touchdowns and stuff. They were tired. What can they do? But the biggest thing that the team has to fix right now is the penalties, okay? It's a lot of sloppy play, and not just the penalties. It's the fumbles, too, all right? And I don't know what it is with Dennis Allen because I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. In Oakland, he wasn't a good head coach. But the pieces in Oakland were just not good. I feel like maybe that's just who he is as a person, okay? Maybe he's just not that good of a head coach, but he can still turn this around. We can still be better. And in an NFC where the top team right now, I think, is 3-1. I mean, the Eagles, sure, they're cool. The Eagles are good. Are the Giants going to remain, 3-1? No, they're not going to be good at the end of the season. Our real competition is like the Bucks, the Rams, the Eagles, the Packers.
Yeah.
I think we'll make the playoffs.
49ers, too.
49ers, I mean,
The 49ers are good.
I'm going to be honest, they don't put any fear in my heart. I'm just saying, the 49ers do not put any fear in my heart. I am not scared of a Jimmy G-led team. I understand their defense is great. Okay, I understand their rushing attack is great.
I hope he don't come back. I hope those words don't come back to bite him.
No, because once it gets to playoff time, Kyle Shanahan, we know how he is, all right? And let's talk about it right quick. Because we talk about the Niners, I mean, let's look who they played in the playoffs. They beat the Cowboys. It's the Cowboys. And they beat the Packers. They always beat the Packers. I don't know how. They just got their number. But once it got
not the Cowboys.
I mean, okay, the Packers are a top team.
But the Packers are a good team,
But that's another team in the playoffs that doesn't really do too well, okay? Now, once they face, teams like the Rams in the playoffs, who they always seem to be in the regular season, you saw what happened, all right? So, I don't know. I feel like it's different. It's a different year for Jimmy G, just because George Kittle is not the same, all right? Deebo Samuel so far, he had a great game, on Monday, but hasn't looked like the same receiver. I don't know. I'm happy for the Saints, Even though we did lose, I'm happy.
Yeah, that was a good game.
It was a good game.
That was a good game, for sure.
So a lot of positives.
Very entertaining.
All right. So for my team, that I'm gonna be picking that they're really gonna turn around the season and go into the playoffs. I'm gonna go with my Commanders. Sad to say, I will be going with my Commanders for several reasons. Don't be laughing.
You found several reasons.
Several reasons.
Yeah, several reasons. Crazy. Several reasons. Crazy.
He found several reasons.
Not too much now. Not too much now.
Where do you find them at?
For example, before I even dive into my team, this is a division in the NFC East that's not guaranteed. Like anything can happen in the NFC East.
That's very true.
Like I'm gonna do this.
Okay, I did say that, but I forgot to say.
Point.
Everybody in the division has 3 wins at least.
Yes.
So they all have a 2-game lead on you.
All right, cool. And like you just said, the Giants, they're not going to be 3-1 by the time of the end of the season.
Yeah.
And okay, we down 2-0 in the division right now. But also we have one of the easiest schedules coming up.
Okay.
As well. And we do have multiple players coming back from IR.
Okay.
And Chase Young and also Brian Robinson as well.
Okay.
Coming back to that offense. And I feel as though like with our offense with Carson Wentz, the chemistry hasn't hit with his receivers just yet. So I'll give it to like the week 5 coming up and week 6. That's gonna be like bringing up for the season. Why are you looking at me like that?
No, these are decent points.
Yeah. So,
I was about
and
to say
also,
good, but it's decent.
And with our defense on the side of the football, our D-line has been phenomenal. John Allen, Deron Payne has been doing it justice, holding Zeke to under 100 yards this past weekend, and really just we got to run a man-to-man coverage because all our corners are man-to-man. We keep running zone. So Jack Del Rio got tightened up with that. But for the D-line, that's still looking like a top 10 D-line in the NFL. And far as the opposite side of the football, play calling. As long as we fix that, we have the weapons, we have the talent. Offensive line's a little bit of, hesitant, but Carson Wentz going to find a way because this is his last chance. This is do or die. Just do or die for Scott Turner, this Ron Rivera, and Carson Wentz because we don't make the playoffs this year. With this easiest schedule, we had I think it was the number 1 easiest schedule in the league coming into this year. We're cleaning the house. So I feel as though we're going to be able to turn this around and make it a wild card spot.
What's crazy though? Like we're all different teams, but like we all have similar issues.
We do.
Like I was listening to y'all recently. I was like, dang, I have the same. The Steelers got the same problem. The play calling, the offensive coordinator, the QB issues. Like it seems like it's a problem amongst a lot of teams right now.
Yeah, because
we're struggling.
Yeah, because with the Commanders, we have so much offensive power, and we're throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Like, and defenses are starting to notice that with like predictable screens. Passing to Curtis Samuel. We should be using Curtis Samuel like Debo Samuel. But our offensive coordinator not seeing that. Terry McLaurin only getting like two catches. Trayvon Diggs was holding him mostly the whole game. And it was penalties too. Some of them was, I would say, rigged on the refs. But either way, we had to be disciplined on the offensive line, false starts, holding, PI calls as well. But it wasn't called on the other side of the football with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Cause like literally we had like 10 penalties for 105 yards. That's unacceptable.
Sheesh.
At all.
That's a lot. So
that could really like a game changer. We had 2 picks called back. One was wasn't really like a illegal contact, and the second one was on us on William Jackson Jr. holding the face mask on Gallup. So we're gonna turn it around, y'all.
I gotta say, we got into the Steelers a little bit earlier, okay? Not the Commanders. It sounds good, Rashad, but I'm so sorry. Carson Wentz is not good, okay? He is not a good quarterback, all right? And you talk about the coaching, Ron Rivera, Scott Turner, and Jack Del Rio. These are 3 guys who have gone fired from their previous Giants for a big reason, okay? And now they're here now in Washington. Scott Turner has never been a good offensive coordinator. I'm gonna be honest, he's not good. Ron Rivera, I think he's going to made him. Cam Newton made him. And then we go to the defensive side of the ball. I'm going to give a hot take here. I think Chase Young is overrated. I think he's overrated.
Whoa.
I understand he was the second overall pick.
I'm sorry, I'm not even a Commanders
You guys will see.
fan.
I think Chase Young is overrated.
Hold on.
That's crazy to say.
I think Chase Young is overrated.
Did you watch the game against the Bucks though? Like,
But look.
what was that last season?
No, he was hurt.
Not last season. It was the season before that, right?
He had a great
rookie
rookie year.
season.
What makes him
But you know that
overrated?
the Bucks
In 4
that year
games
had one of
last
the
year,
best offensive lines. They had the best offensive line.
Exactly.
And Chase destroyed the offensive line.
But
I'm sorry, that's a
4
bizarre
games last
statement.
year,
What makes him?
That's a bizarre statement.
What makes him
You
overrated?
done got our camera woman upset.
Before I dive in, what makes Chase Young overrated?
In the 4 games last year, he did not produce. The defense was horrible in the 4 games that he played last year. Horrible. Now he's coming off an ACL injury. Coming this year, I don't see this as a savior.
Okay.
I don't see him as the savior of the defense.
I don't think you should call him overrated, but I think you should say that he's not the savior that the team is looking for. That's what you should say.
I'm going to back you up on that statement. You said that last year was a horrendous first game of the season. Yeah. Defensive line looked horrendous. But this is a D-line starting off right now that's looking like that first year top 5 D-line in the league. Okay. Now, with Chase Young coming off the ACL injury, he's coming off by learning all veterans like Von Miller, training with the whole summer in Colorado, like Rocky Balboa in Colorado, you know what I'm saying, the mountains. And literally, he's more lenient and he's more fast now and more exclusive. He learned new techniques from Von Miller, actually probably an NFL Hall of Famer coming soon with Von Miller. And Chase Young, this is his 3rd year. Second season, he was able to prove himself because he was playing on that knee injury already. He wasn't fully healthy, if you didn't know that. He wasn't fully healthy to begin with. So when you come into this year, more lenient, more fast, with John Allen, one of the best, I'm going to keep saying this, one of the best D tackles in the league right now with Deron Payne and Montez Sweat, that D-line is going to be back. And it's going to be dangerous for offensive lines.
Okay.
And it's going to leave all pressure on our cornerbacks. Because you're creating that pressure like how we did his rookie season. Because our DB core was not all that great. It wasn't all that great. And the reason why we had success, setting the tone up front.
Okay. But we talking about Chase Young, how he was hurt and stuff. He's hurt now. He's coming off a season-ending injury. And he had a setback. That's why he didn't start the season. So it's already a cause for concern. Is that not true?
Because he started off on the PUP list. You had to really miss 4 to 5 games in order to be off the PUP list.
Yeah, but it's an ACL injury, right? Yeah. He already missed 4 weeks last year. How long is that? We're already week 4, so it's already been a year, okay? Most guys come back from ACL injuries now in 6 to 7 months. Is that not true? Jameis Winston had an ACL injury in week 6, I believe. He was already back for the preseason. Chase Young is not. Now, I understand it's different bodies. Everybody's different and stuff like that.
Different positions at that.
Different positions, too. But I'm sorry, that's definitely concerning. That's concerning. With today's medicine, with today's knowledge, everything that we have, for a year plus on an ACL injury is concerning. And he's not. He's
Dr.
already.
Soul.
No,
But also, but
how about we talking crazy?
But also add Jameis Winston. Where is he at right now?
I mean, he has a rib injury. That's not an ACL injury though. It's a,
But
it's
when
a
he
rib
came
and
back
back
from
injury.
when he came back from the ACL, what did he do for the Saints?
I mean, that first game against the Falcons, he looked good, and then he sustained his injury, and then now he's not looking too good.
Exactly, rushing your players back, literally
That's
to the
not
game.
rushing back though. He's
Because
healthy.
was
It's not an
was he
ACL
fully
injury,
healthy, though?
but it's not an ACL injury. It's a back injury. That's different.
Okay,
That was sustained
if you're
in
a
the game.
D-line, you need your legs.
So is that not worrisome
More than-
that he's coming off a season-ending injury where they had to repair his knee? He could lose some quickness. He could lose some speed. Is that not concerning to
How
you?
about you tell him
From-
that? Tell him this. Tell him to tune in. Tell him to tune in.
Tune in this Sunday
Man,
versus the Titans,
we'll see,
and we're
bro.
going to
He's
see
coming back
that
this Sunday?
he's coming back to practice this week.
Okay.
He's off the IR with Brian Robinson. He will be back this week. So stay tuned. And we're going to rewind this back.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
he's overrated.
Okay, we'll see. We will see what if he plays. We'll see what he does this week.
Now that's how you clear someone. Okay.
When I serve, now I be surfing swag. I'm on him now.